today we are talking about how to love yourself more. This is like kind of one of those like buzzwords. It's like love yourself more, self-care, um, and like ideas are thrown around like, oh, take a bubble bath. And that's awesome. And I definitely recommend bubble baths. But there's like so much more to actually falling in love with yourself. Just as there's so much more than falling in love with someone else than, going out for ice cream with them, right? I love this topic. I love talking about self-care because this was something that was so important for me because there was a time when I was a caregiver for my grandparents and I was not taking care of myself. I just wasn't. Taking care of them was way more important. And so I would get up in the morning. The first thing I thought about was them. I would worry about them. I would go, get them up and take care of them before I even thought about even, showering in the morning. And what ended up happening was I ended up really depressed and really miserable because I was giving and giving and giving because I loved them so much, but I was forgetting to love myself too. And especially if you're dating and you're starting to date or you're getting back into the dating scene, or even if you've been dating someone for a while or you've been married for 10 years, it doesn't really matter. It is so important to be in love with yourself at the very core, and you're going to be a much better partner, friend, and you're going to be much happier. And so that's what I found. I got to just like a really dark, depressed space because I was just completely ignoring myself and everything that I desired and wanted because I was giving out what I thought was love. You can't love other people unless your cup is full, right? So let's dive into this. How do you really love yourself more and love yourself? There's a book called The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. And so I think the first question to ask is, well, how do you love other people? So what is love to you? How do you show love to other people? And so in the 5 love languages, Gary Chapman talks about spending time with people, saying nice things, acts of service, doing nice things for somebody else, buying gifts, and physical touch. So I think this is a good place to start when you're trying to learn how to fall in love with yourself, how to love yourself more, is by these 5 things. And so if you look at the first one, spending more time with someone that you love, you love someone, you want to spend time with them. Well, the same thing is true when you're wanting to love yourself more. Spend more time with just you alone, getting to know yourself, trying new things with no one to influence you. Because it's great to have a partner, it's great to have a friend, it's great to have people with you to experience things. But, a lot of times we're influenced by other people's opinions and judgments. And so maybe you go somewhere and you try like this new restaurant, and like if you were by yourself, you would like love this restaurant. It was great. But you're there with your friend or your partner or someone, that's a date, and the person's complaining about the restaurant the whole time. So you're going to kind of start to take in those complaints into consideration and be like, oh, okay, well, maybe this place isn't so great. And that could happen like with anything, right? And so it's really nice to just go and make your own plan and do your own thing and not have to worry about someone else's schedule and what they're going to think about something, and just go and really get to know yourself and spend that quality time with yourself. Journaling is an excellent tool that I found for me. A lot of times you might have found like you're in this place where you don't really have a lot of people to talk to, or even if you do, journaling is just a really good tool for listening to yourself, because you can just put like your whole heart, your whole honest heart onto a journal page and then go back and read it. And so it's kind of like seeing your life from this outside perspective when you journal. And so I highly recommend journaling as a way to connect with yourself, as a way to listen to yourself. And I've noticed that the times when I don't want to journal are the times when I'm really trying to avoid being intimate with my thoughts and feelings. And so for me, journaling is just very important for connection with myself and spending time with myself. So those are 2 things where you're actually physically Going places, I used to take myself on dates, just me. Like I would go and take myself on a nice date, go to a restaurant, go have coffee somewhere or tea somewhere that is just beautiful, try a new place. So take yourself to the movies, just, fun things that you can do and just really enjoy your own company. And then the physical act of listening to yourself by journaling and writing down your thoughts and feelings are just like really great ways to reconnect and spend time with yourself. So the second love language, buying gifts. So do you buy gifts for people you love? Do you make gifts? Do you give gifts to people you love? And if so, how can you do that for yourself? And so like when I'm out shopping and stuff, I'll see things and I'll think of someone. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, like so and so would really love this thing. So do you do that for yourself? And so even if you're on a budget, you can treat yourself once in a while or make yourself something. And make yourself a craft or a bath bomb or just something to just remind yourself like I'm worthy of receiving gifts too. And even if I have to buy myself flowers, so that's something that I would do. I would buy myself flowers because I didn't want to wait when I was single. I didn't want to wait for my partner to bring me flowers or, diamond rings or whatever it was. Like I would buy them for myself. All right, so do you say nice things to yourself when you look in the mirror? When you are looking at your body? Are you saying nice things, or are you like telling yourself you're fat and ugly, or you wish you had a smaller nose, or you wish whatever, whatever it is? Or are you saying like, oh my gosh, I love my hair, it's so pretty, or like my eyes are so beautiful? So do you pick out the features? Because when you love someone, you're looking for the things that you like, right? Like when you look at someone that you love, you see their beauty. You're not looking at every little flaw that they have. You're looking at how beautiful they are. Like even my 90-year-old grandmother, like I just thought she was so beautiful because she just had such a great heart. So when I looked at her through the eyes of love, I just thought she was just so beautiful. And so is that how you look at yourself too? Through these eyes of love and just see yourself as this like beautiful flower. So kind words are very important, affirmations, looking in the mirror and just telling yourself how much you love yourself and how beautiful you are, how handsome you are if you're a man. But those words of affirmation to yourself and reminding yourself how awesome you really are. And so the next love language, acts of service. So when you love somebody, you do things for them, right? You want to make their life easier. You want to show them that you love them. So how can you do that for yourself? What are the acts of service that you can do for yourself? So maybe, you do the dishes, or you make your bed in the morning, or you do things that is going to make your life a little easier. Maybe you ask for help with a project or something like that. Just things that are going to make your life better and your life easier, because that's what we do when we love someone. We do things that are going to make their life better or their life easier. Do that for yourself. So how can you give yourself those gifts of just making your life fun and easy? And maybe you send your clothes to the dry cleaner so you don't have to iron them. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do. You can always just, give yourself a nice little pat, or, rub your arm a little bit and just, remind yourself, give yourself a little hug and tell yourself that you love yourself. So these are all just ideas. And so an analogy that I heard that I really loved was about flowers. So if you think about all the different flowers in the world, the roses and the orchids and the lilies and the daisies, there's so many kinds of flowers, right? And how do you decide which flower is more beautiful than the other flowers? You don't look at a sunflower and say like, oh, well, this sunflower is more beautiful than this sunflower, or this rose is more beautiful than this rose, or this rose is more beautiful than the sunflower. They're both beautiful. They're just beautiful in different ways. And so when I really got that, like, wow, we're all just different kinds of flowers. We're all beautiful. And whether we're a rose or a lily or an orchid, if the flowers were looking at each other, they might think like a rose might be like, oh, wow, that sunflower is kind of funny looking with its big round face, but like it's still really pretty, right? Stop that comparison of like with other people and just go and have gratitude for yourself. So uh, make a gratitude list of all of the things that you really love about yourself. And then that way you're reprogramming yourself so that you're not focused on those negative qualities, you're not focused on comparing yourself, and you are focused on simply loving yourself and your body and the miracle that you are, because you really are a miracle. It's a miracle that any of us are even alive on this planet, really. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and start to practice these in your life, and I promise you will see a big difference if you haven't been doing these things. Once you start doing them, I know, like for me, it made such a difference. I really started to enjoy my own company. I loved hanging out with myself. I stopped feeling lonely. I stopped feeling depressed. I started practicing feeling joyful, spending time with myself, and it just made such a difference in my life. So try them out. Leave me a comment if you do. Let me know how it went. Let me know how you're feeling. And I would love to connect with you. I am offering a free 15-minute call on my website, and feel free to ask me any questions in the comments below. And I will talk to you next time.